Okay, it says I'm live. It says I have um, audio and video, and I'm on my Mac computer. Yay! I got it to work. Um, so I'm so excited. This is awesome. I'm on my computer desktop. I have to scoot it in a little bit so I can see. I can have great access to the chat on the side and I'm writing it down. I was in, okay, I forget I can talk to you. I was in Catherine's live and about YouTube questions because my client was running late and I was waiting on him. So I hopped in there. And Steve Brody, is that his name? He just said, go in and ask Google, am I connected up? And I went through the process again, checked everything they told me to check. It Nothing was different. Everything was the same. And so I don't know. It must somehow it's all connected up. Um, I've done a hi Paula, hi Debbie Sue, Carol's here. She hopped on early to make sure that it was going to be live on my desktop, and it is. And so that's so cool. Poor Catherine, she had trouble. Her audio wouldn't work, so she had to log out and log back in. But I got my camera sitting right here so that I'm ready. If this didn't work, then I was ready to do something else. Plan B. It's all backwards. Everything's backwards. I don't even know. I have to not think about it. My hair's a mess now, isn't it? Why is this backwards? Anyway, Carol's going to be laughing at me. Okay, I don't like this backwards stuff. It is backwards. I have to not think about it. Okay, there. My hair will straighten out. Anyway, that's my altered ego, Paula. My name's Edith Ed, and you know what? There she is. So, anyway, um, I was busy today, and then my last one was late, which that's the usual way it goes, isn't it? Okay, I got to read some of these. Did you write down what you did? Okay. Um, Everybody's saying hi to you. Hey, Peter's here. Hey, Peter. Oh, that's cool. You told me that, Carol. You would be in and out, and great hair. I know, but you did the one about the hole in the old people. Oh man, it's backwards. The hole in the old people's head. What happens is when you get old, your crown back here, it, yeah, I don't know. It just gets really strong. And so you have I call it the great divide. And yeah, you got to brush it really good. I have to check it. And my hair's really thick and it still has happened. And I've done hair for a long time, 52 years. So Pam's stories, I call it super Ed Head. What's Ed Head, Carol? Super here in Tennessee. Hi, Paula. What? Waiting for my husband to get home for supper, dinner. What do you call it? Supper. Yeah, we call it supper. So, um, bedhead. Oh, bedhead. Well, you've seen my bedhead. Carol and I, Marco Polo, first thing in the morning, and half the time I'm not awake, and my hair's all a muss. That's what I really like. There's Sally D. That's what I like about hopping on to Sally D's live. Nobody sees me. I'm in my PJs with my coffee and my bedhead. Yes, bedhead. So, oh, the tribe's all here. I'm so excited. So, this is my second solo live, and I got my computer to work. And I don't know what I did different. Nothing was different when I checked all of it today. Nothing was different. This hair is still in my way there. And so, you're not late. I started early, Sally, so I could check and see if my iMac was going to work in the live stream. And I have camera and I have audio. So it's lights, camera, action. I'm live. It's exciting. So y'all tell me, what'd y'all do today? Um, what'd you do exciting today? I worked. I saw 5 clients today. I usually see 6. I had one that didn't show up and one late. But I had a pretty easy day and it was kind of quiet and kept me busy, and the day went really fast. So that was great. I like days like that. I saw that, Sally D, as you opened the package she sent, and then you dropped her. Just flat dropped her. I'm laughing. I'm laughing. Uh, Debbie Sue's been decluttering and cleaning. Really exciting. The UPS guy came. Brown showed up. So that was pretty exciting. And they look so cute on your mantle, Sally. They really did. Um, Pam's Stories for Humans. Yes. Glad you're here. You taught piano lessons and made half-hearted attempts to clean your windows. How are you doing? Your son went to college. Are you adjusting to that? Oh, Peter said a few prayers, one a few hours ago and 1 hour ago. Well, prayers are good. They really help get me through sometimes the day. I prayed this morning. Um, I always pray before I start my day in my office that God would inspire me and give me the words they need to hear. So prayers are great. Yes, Miss Paula, we're praying for you. You got to get well so you can do your dishwashing diaries. I miss them. I miss them. Yes, ma'am. So, any of y'all have any questions for me? I want to do a disclaimer. Any questions of asking the therapist are uh, not for therapeutic, clinical, or coaching value. They are strictly my strength, experience, and opinion. So that's my disclaimer about any questions that are asked. If I share anything, it this is entertainment purposes only. So yes, I am licensed, but that's not what this is about. This is about a joyful chat of gratitude, and we can talk about our feelings, Sally. Pam's Story for Humans. I am coping, but find myself wishing I could make him food and wondering throughout the day if he's okay, praying for him and trying to trust. Man, it's hard. It's hard. My youngest son he'll be 42 in December, and my older son's 48. Man, I don't even know where they are anymore half the time or what they're doing. And I guess you want for them to be productive citizens of society and have their lives. So I wrote some books. I did. They're ebooks. Sally, Diary of a CEO. All right. Did I miss something, Peter? Anyway, yes. And hopefully I might have some exciting news soon about my older son. That's all I can share. So, oh, no, they're not on Amazon. They're on my website. I have a website, entreatyrh.com. And I think on the last page, I sell them on my website. So there's Trying to think. I wrote it's a whole workbook together, but I divided them up into smaller packets, and it's codependency, irrational beliefs and negative self-talk, self-esteem, boundaries, and emotional uh, regulation. Thanks, Rhonda. Okay. So the Diary of a CEO is by Stephen Bartlett. I've never read that. I've read some pretty good books. Um, and I'm going back and I'm reading at current, I'm reading Change Your Paradigm, Change Your Life by, I forget who it is. It's over there. I read a little bit every morning, or I try to. So I'm reading it again. It is a book that I ordered, after I read, got Think and Grow Rich, and I can't even think who it's by. I would have to look, but it is a very good book, and he talks about the paradigm being your program beliefs that you have, and that if you can change those irrational core beliefs, your paradigm, you can change your life. And I believe that. I believe that our what we believe drives our um, thinking, and our thinking drives our feelings, and all of that drives your behavior. And if you have negative irrational beliefs, then you're going to have negative irrational behavior. Now, that is my opinion. Like I said, uh, I think we all do. They're programmed into us. I had some, I call it information from nowhere, and it landed here. Some of it, I don't really know where I got it or why I believed it, but, some of it I do. And so, those core beliefs can keep us trapped, or mine did. I didn't think I was good enough, or I wasn't very smart. And man, in college I made the dean's honor roll twice. That's straight A's. uh, and so that was an irrational belief. It's like you have to challenge that and look for evidence that it's wrong. Okay. All right, Pam, I'm glad you're here. I love watching you. You have such a soft, gentle voice. It's really nice. She has a YouTube channel too. Um, so Pam, meet everybody. There's Paula and Carol and Sally and Debbie Sue and Peter, and is that I don't even know how many. I don't even know where to look. There's 9 people here. Um, oh, I bet, Miss Paula. Yeah, that's really hard. How old were you when he died in the car accident? Fear of what might happen. Yes, that's true. That's true. That would definitely, cause you to have that fear, and creates anxiety. And that's trying to control something I can't control causes me a lot of anxiety, and I certainly I've had a bout with that here lately. And oh, you were 3.5. What an impact. Okay, Pam, you recently realized your family of origin was very unhealthily enmeshed. And then I had a revelation that I might be doing the same thing with my son. Oh, isn't that true? We repeat our patterns. Uh, I've even, worked with people, and I'll ask them, oh, so you married your dad? You know, well, I didn't want to. He was an alcoholic, and I married an alcoholic. And that's, uh, it, it's, I don't know. It's so amazing how, um, yes, be careful. And, that catastrophizing, I did that, and I've learned, like, sending my kids off, or a friend. I just have a good time, you know. I had this customer. She was a hair customer. She was 94 years old. She was a hoot. And she would always tell me, um, be safe. And she'd say, if you can't be safe, be sanitary. When you're 94, you can get away with that. So, yeah, yeah, it is very devastating. Was your sister older than you, Paula? So, uh, I think that part of changing some of that, she was 8 years older, is to become real aware of your thinking and what's going on in your head. And um, I joke about I had the shitty committee in my head, and they would round up and they would tell me a bunch of really bad stuff. And one day I realized I'm the CEO of that committee and I can assign them new titles. And that's what I did. And so every once in a while, one of them will pop up. You're the youngest of six. Wow. Six. So you still have four brothers and sisters? Simply Debbie Sue says, I can understand that, Paula. I was 13 when one of my older brothers died in a motorcycle accident. Then 8 years ago, my oldest brother also died in a motorcycle accident. I cringe at motorcycles. There's just three of you left, you and two other siblings. That's hard. I've not lost a sibling, but I've worked with people who have, and it's a hard death, hard loss. It really is. So Debbie, see, you don't like motorcycles. I quit riding a motorcycle last year. Just quit. Told my husband I'm not riding anymore. And so Pam's the oldest of six. So sorry for your loss. We are all still alive, but my brothers were in rodeo and there were close calls. Oh yeah. Yeah, I had a nephew that rode bulls. Had one stomp him in the chest. It was scary. Yeah. So, um, and I think about that those things happen in life, and they're hard losses, and they are devastating. And um, yeah, I lost one of my best friends 2 months ago, and it's been a hard one for me. I've been mad at her for leaving me. So she died, and 2 weeks later, I had some other stuff go on that I talked about in my last YouTube, and I was mad at her because she wasn't here. How selfish is that? Oh, Debbie Sue, that's hard too. Your parents are gone, and your other brother just stopped talking to you. Well, you have us here. We'll be your family. If bulls were meant to be ridden, they'd have given them a seatbelt. Good point, Peter. Paul said, seems so many folks have siblings who stop communicating. Yeah, I think you're right, Paula. It seems to be, well, it seems to me more so than I've ever encountered that families aren't talking. Kids aren't talking to their parents. Siblings aren't talking. A lot of that seems like right now. I don't know. Um, Kind of a nation divided, or it just it's a lot of contention. So more and more common. Maybe we just hear about it more. Could be Pam, with the information age and like news and YouTube and Facebook, and everything's instant. You can find out instantly, like, the assassination today. Instantly, people knew. Instantly. So it's just, I was raised in the 60s, and was the first time they had brought scenes of the war to the news. They were short clips, and they were like, it took them a while to get them on, but now it's like instantaneous. Um, Pam said, yeah, we hear about it more. Pam said, my sister's family doesn't talk to my parents. It's sad as they are getting older. Yes, that is sad, Pam. Simply, Debbie Sue, yes, it happened out of the blue. We are such a close family, so it really hurt. Yeah, Debbie, I bet it really does hurt. Um, my dad told me one time there's worse things than death, and I believe that, and I would think that would just be really very hard, to know that they're around and you could talk to them, but they won't talk to you. So yes, Peter, it was, and he had two really small children, wife, two really small children. It's really sad, and I don't watch the news, but I knew about it, and so Davy Sue prayed for his family. Yes, Paula said, I get very angry if I feel someone is trying to control me. I think I felt controlled as a child teen by people saying, be careful so insistently. Yeah, yeah. Paula said, it makes me angry if my poor husband parks at me, parks behind you. Oh, yeah. So is is Evie in the house? Evie's here. Hi, Evie. How are you? You going for your walk? You can take me in your ear on your walk. I'll talk to you. Yeah. I'll tell you. All right, just a few more steps. You'll make those few more steps on your walk. Oh, everyone's saying hi to Evie. So you're walking now. Oh, okay. That's great. You can walk and text at the same time. I'm impressed. Are you chewing gum? Yeah, Sally says, proud of you for getting out there to walk. Wow, it's so hot. I'm proud of you, girl. Yeah, let's see. It's 88 degrees right now here. So it's still pretty warm, but I watched those videos that on your dad's channel, Evie, and man, it's so pretty. And it's really green. It's still green here. Usually by this time, the grass is dead, everything's shriveled up, but it stayed green this year because it has been cooler and we've gotten a lot of rain. Um, so, oh, as Paula said, I definitely cannot walk and text at the same time. Me either. I was listening to Evie earlier on her live, and I got in the car to drive, and she was like, "Well, Debbie Sue's the only one commenting. There's no one else commenting." I thought, "Well, I'm driving. I can't drive and text." Um, yes, you pulled my telling you're chewing gum. So, Evie, you're chewing gum, texting, and walking all at the same time. So, and it's if you're walking on those trails where your dad rides his a little electric trike. It's beautiful back in there. And, Allen, Texas is a real pretty area with they have pretty houses. And, oh, she's multi talented. Yes, yes. Yeah, I watch her multi talent. She's on live holding the bird and doing comments all at the same time. And that bird's just pecking at her fingers because she's not paying it any attention. It's pretty cute. Oh, so what did anybody else do today? We've prayed today. That's good. I did Sally D's live this morning. She talked about feelings, and she wrote down. So I wrote down something, and in the devotion she read, it talked about your divine personality. I thought that I had to kind of meditate on that today. And that, I guess that means that my divine personality is the Holy Spirit within me. And if I let that be kind of the control of my day, then it lets my gifts shine because I'm tapped into the power source, you know. Paula can brush her hair at stoplights. I saw you do that too. You have to be sure and get the old lady spot, get that thing brushed because it's going to be just split. Oh, Pam, you're from Western Canada. Okay, I live in Texas, North Central Texas. I'm in a city called Wichita Falls. And we do have a falls, but it's man made. And it sucks the water from the river, sucks it up, and then it comes out over the top. And this water is like dirty red water. I'll have to go out there and take a video of that. It's pretty interesting. Oh, Sally is so awesome. She is. She is, Miss Paula. And so is everyone on here. This YouTube tribe is so phenomenal. It's amazing. And Alberta, the Texas of Canada. My friend, she may not be on here anymore, Carol. She does Whole Food Matters and Carol's Life Uncovered. She's from Canada. So I went and saw her last year. She lives around London. We do have an amazing tribe. It is phenomenal, you know, and everybody brings their own stuff to the table, and it just is well-rounded. Just I don't know. I don't know. I'm grateful. Oh, there she is, Ontario. She's got them Canadian flags. She showed up at the airport to pick me up. She had one of them big old balloons that had the Canadian thing on it. And then she got me a coffee cup that has that. And oh my goodness, I was just, Canada's beautiful. I mean, you know, it's more humid up there and it rains more. So it was green. And for me, and it was in August last year, and everything around here was dead as a doornail. Do you say that, Debbie Sue? Oh, oh, hi, fellow Canadian. Oh, I don't think Carol and Pam are anywhere near each other. Evie said, I like to pray and read the Bible every morning. It starts me on the right path, especially with all the yahoos talking about September 23rd. Okay. Peter, the well rounded part fits me well because the human body is 80% water. I decided I'm not chubby, I'm just overflowing. Yes, overflowing. We've got a little bit of water. So Carol does that too. She gets up and reads the Bible and prays and talks to me. And I do the same and talk to her. So it is a great way to start the day. So Pam said, Sally, we are on opposite ends of the country. So Paula said, Peter, I'm overflowing too. So we're all overflowing with this abundance. You know, I say I'm in shape, round. Oh, and I have a maybe a 3-pack, you know, 1, 2, 3. We're abundant, Paula said. Peter, overflowing with awesomeness, Paula. Yes, y'all are chatting back and forth. It's so cool. And you all are awesome. 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 So there's been a lot of stuff about gratitude and appreciation. And I like to, when I talk about gratitude, it's great to be grateful, but um, I like to think of gratitude as a verb, gratitude in action. If God has given me things, then I need to take care of them. Like He's given me this house, I need to keep it clean. He's given me a car, I need to keep the maintenance up. I have this vessel, I need to put fairly healthy stuff in it and try to work out and keep it moving. So to me, that's that step further of gratitude in action. Over Paula said, overflowing and abundant makes us sound really deep. So, and it does. Abundance. I like the word contentment. When you're content, man, when you're content with what you have, speaking of appreciation, it is 1:27 a.m., so I'm going to go and appreciate my pillow. LOL. You ladies have a great day. You go get some good sleep here. That is pretty late. So, um, and I guess I will see you on Friday. I've been asked to do Karen's Live again, and I'm available. And I think Peter's supposed to be on there, and Evie. So it's what is it? It's going to be about I don't remember. YouTube stuff, I'm sure, but no. She just got back. What do you mean, no? We're not going. Peter's going. Peter's got to go to bed. It's 1:30 there, in the night, in the middle of the night, because he's across the pond. You just got back, Miss Paula. We'll miss you on Friday. I know you'll be in the comments, but you're a little sickly. Did you get a shot? Did they give it to you in your bow, honey? No, Carol, we are not closing down. I don't even know. 30 minutes. We just kind of got going. Peter's going good night. And so we're still going strong. You got a shot in the butt. Carol is telling us to make sure you get 8 to 10 hours of sleep tonight and every night. So Paula said, praise the Lord for shots. Yeah, I might not would have thought that when I was a little younger, but man, there are times. So, and man, they give you a shot and it can knock that stuff right out. But I'm grateful. I am really healthy, and I've always had a really good, strong immune system. And so I'm real grateful for that because, when you get older, man, it just takes one bout of something. I didn't get COVID. Well, I'm going to talk about that again. So, oh, you what? Paula, TMI. I tell you what, Paula, you know how you know you're getting old? It's when you have visible panty lines and you're not wearing any. This woman is a feisty woman. You're right, Carol, she is. And then Debbie Sue's laughing at Paula. You should know how to spell that. We're not going to spell check. Pam. Oh man, I can't remember the last time I slept 8 hours. I always wake up and can't get back to sleep. Paula said she's sorry. It's TMI. Nobody blocked you. I don't have any blockers. No, me. I'm feisty. Rambunctious Rhonda. Mm-hmm. Well, you always said on my videos that my personality. Well, these lives, man, phew, it's going to come out. You should know that. You saw it. I was dancing in her kitchen. I have she made 3 videos when I went to visit her in Canada, and they're in my playlist. They're from her channel, but I posted them in my playlist. So Pam says, haha, I am a little feisty. I can be pretty feisty. So I think sometimes I shock my clients and my counseling clients and my coaching clients because sometimes don't really know what's going to come out of my mouth. Anyway, so yeah, that's a beauty shop joke. I have several of those. You know, your doctor undies. What are those, Debbie Sue? Please enlighten us. What are doctor undies? Are they the special kind for the doctor? You have my curiosity piqued here. Oh my goodness. Oh, Carol says clean, full coverage, probably. So we're gonna talk about underwear. You should have done that. Must have been out of your head. Well, you were sick. You know. Did you go to the mechanic like that? Oh my. Yeah. Oh, oh gosh. This is fun. I've had so many people say they enjoy these lives. Uh, Simply Debbie Sue, you did a video on underwear, different unders you wear. The white ones are Dr. Undies. I'm going to have to go find that and watch it. I like that little poem about how your girlfriends are like underwear. You didn't have any panty lines, Paula? You're not old. Yes, we need to go watch that so we will know the proper underwear to wear. So, yeah. Did you talk about getting them in a bunch, Debbie Sue? They're wadded. Isn't it wadded? I think is what I call it. Carol says, although if they're off, what the hell does it matter? Well, you don't have to take your undies off to get a shot. They give it up in the high buttock. Anyway, so, all right. Enough about underwear. They're going to call me, what's her name? That talked about underwear and bras and everything else. Cynthia on Senior Insights. Yeah. At 14, okay, I'm not understanding. All right. Anyway, I last underwear comment, I swear. Well, we talked about panties, but we didn't talk about brasiers. So I am probably fixing to sell or close my salon, and I've had it 47 years, and I still have it. But I have 4 stylists and a nail tech that still work there, and one of them is leaving, and I can no longer it puts me in the red. And where I'm at today in my financial situation, it's time. When I gave a friend a perm on Sunday, and I was over there, and she came in, and she stayed because I was nearly through with what I was doing, and my friend left, and so she, can I talk to you? And she told me she was leaving. She's pretty young, and she needs to build her clientele. So she's going into a new salon that is up and coming and all of that. And my salon is next month. I've had it 47 years. That's a long time. It's a dinosaur. I've kept it up. It's really a nice salon, but like Carol said, good plan, freedom for you. So I still, I have quite the crazy schedule. I retired from a corporate job, and had to be there at 8, work till 5. I was the director, so I was on call. I was, some days I was there more. Now, when I think I talked about it last time, I got fired and then I got rehired. But when I went back, I had made the decision I wasn't doing all that. It came 5 o'clock. It didn't matter unless it was, the house was on fire or we had bed bugs in the facility. I was talking about that the other day. Somebody asked me, what's the worst thing you ever dealt with? Now, I worked in a treatment center where we did treatment for drugs and alcohol. And the worst thing that ever happened was a case of bed bugs. She says retired my ass. She worked hard. Well, retirement for me is I don't have to be on point until 10 o'clock in the morning. But I work on Tuesdays. I do hair on Tuesday mornings. And then on Tuesday afternoons, I do a couple of telehealth clients. And then I work Wednesday and Thursday in a counseling office, do face-to-face. And then sometimes on Friday, every other week, I see another client. On Monday, I have some coaching clients. And, I'm all over the place. So I think I told Sally this morning I need to retire from my retirement. See, she said, see, I do still work a lot, but I do know that if I didn't do something, I don't think I would like it. And, maybe I'm just telling myself that, but my real dream is to do this stuff and work from home, because I was doing that when I first retired and I really liked it. But I was doing telehealth counseling, and I got quite a few clients at first. And then the more people that signed up to this new platform I was on, it's called Growth Therapy, it got to where I got less and less and less clients. And I've been really trying to finish paying off some debt. And so I found out this counseling place needed a part-time counselor, so that I worked there 2 days a week. So Pam said, that's a big change. You have more energy than I do. I've had to be honest with myself. I had to stop teaching high school due to burnout. Yes, burnout. Oh, Julie's here. Hi, Julie. That's funny. Retire from your retirement. I don't think I'll ever retire. I haven't had a conventional career for years, though. Well, Julie, I was self-employed until I went to work there. I was 54 years old. I've been self-employed all my life. I did some side jobs when I was going to school full time. How long did you teach, Pam? You started teaching in 2001. Oh, Pam's 50, but you have diabetes. Yeah, it's been an adjustment. Yeah. Paula said, I imagine the teens could really weigh on you. I think it's hard today to be a teacher. I think Kentucky Life with Debbie, she was talking about that, how, you can't discipline the teacher. The teacher can't discipline. And, the parents, will blame the teacher when something happens, and it's just hard to be a teacher. And I could definitely understand burnout. Julie said, I went to work in high school when I was 60. I loved most of it, but in the 60s, oh, when you were 60, I loved most of it, but didn't want to continue. I really loved the kids actually. Oh, oh, you went to work in a high school when you were 60. Okay. I was thinking, oh man. Pam said, Miss Paula, the students have changed for sure. Yes. Yeah. Um, so Paula said, I love teens, but they're so complicated. Julie said, yes, I went to work at 60. That's different, eh? It is, eh? I went to Canada and they did a whole one. They worked all night teaching me how to properly use that. You know, yes, face so many challenges. Eh? Did I do it right, Carol? Okay. Well, y'all trained me well. Y'all taught me well when I was there. It was funny. Oh, we had a whole night of that, didn't we? Uh, Comparing in the way I talk and we went to the beach one day and we're sitting on our little blanket and this woman and her daughter over there laughing. And finally they said, we just love your accent. Where are you from? We've been laughing. It's just so cute. I was like, oh man. Huh. Pam, I love the teens as well. Really special people. It was my toxic principal that burnt me out, I think. Ooh, that can definitely happen, Pam. I understand that. It wasn't where I worked, it wasn't the clients and it wasn't my employees, it was the uppers. They got me. Julie said, LOL, I'm a Californian and I borrowed the A. Glad to meet you, Carol. Pam, I left because of the admin too. Mm, yeah. And we get, if, I don't know, I was raised with good work ethics and, that you help and you go the extra mile. And I'm the kind of boss, I was the director of the facility. I was clinical director and did groups and saw clients and all that. And then the last part I was there, I was the director. And I believe as a boss, I don't ask anybody else to do what I'm not willing to do myself. Not one employee. I plunged the toilet. I changed innards in a toilet because I owned a salon for years. I knew how to do that. So I did all kinds of stuff around there. Um, all right. This is fun, eh? Yes, Carol, it is fun. Um, Pam said that makes sense, Julie. Miss Paula said, Pam, that's so sad. Toxic administration is exhausting. Julie said, I advocated for my son's education, so became an expert at special ed from a different perspective as an employee. Yeah. Julie said, Rhonda, sounds like you were a good boss. I like to think so. I've owned a salon and I was the boss of those people per se, or kind of. And, I had hairdressers that worked for me 30 something years. My nail tech's been there 30 something years. 30, I forget what she told me, 36 years. She's still there. I had one hairdresser that came out of cosmetology school, worked for me the whole time, and uh, she had to retire due to health reasons because she had cancer. Um, what does it say? I just might have to do a live myself some night. That's right, Carol. You need to. You need to. It's fun. And you're like me with your personality and your gift of gab and just chatting with friends, Carol. Oh, come on, Carol. You might. Now, from where I'm from, you say, I might, and you say, oh, might's what's on a chicken's butt. Oh, you changed channels. Well, they're both channels, you know. You got to keep us guessing, Carol. You have two channels. I can't manage the one I've got. Might could. I do. I do, Julie. I was talking about that. I've done being and I might could. Somebody, when I lived overseas, they razzed me something fierce. I didn't even know I said stuff like that, but they'd call and ask me if I could, can you give me a haircut today? Yeah, I might could. And they would just laugh. Oh, it's easier to type on the computer. It is. Laughing. There's Tracy. Hi, Rhonda. She says, hi, Rhonda. I'm so glad you're here. I've been missing you. I've watched your little shorts. In the UK, they say, could have done instead I could have. Could have done. Woulda, shoulda, coulda. Right? Being from Bakersfield, we have lots of folks from Oklahoma and Arkansas. So I sometimes speak more Southern than most Californians. Yes. Well, I was born and raised in Marlow, Oklahoma, which is 70 miles north of here. But I've been in Wichita Falls since 1975, except for the 1 year I lived in Saudi Arabia. And in 6 months, I moved to Austin and came back. I didn't think I wanted to live here. Oh. Oh, everybody's saying hi to Tracy. Carol, do you know Tracy? She has Life in the Wild West. Oh, tell that story. What story, Carol? I have a bunch of stories, that's for sure, but I don't know which one you're talking about. Saudi. What one about Saudi? There's a whole bunch about Saudi. Oh, the people there and how I lived? Well, I moved. My first husband was civil service, and they offered him a highfalutin, that's what I call it, highfalutin, Debbie Sue, job at in Saudi Arabia, and he took it. We went over there. We lived on a compound, and it was like being transported back to Leave It to Cleaver. My kids could run everywhere and left bikes in the yard, and because there's just no crime over there, and we were behind walls. And so anyway, oh, I'm saying it right. Leave It to Beaver, honey. It was like that. But we lived over there, and I became famous because I was the only licensed American hairdresser in the city of Riyadh. And there's a million people that live there. And so I went to the embassy and they were like, they knew who I was. I was like, what? But I really liked it. I had a 2,000 square foot villa with maid quarters. I had a bidet in both my bathrooms and a marble patio. But yeah, I was telling Tracy that I have PTSD when I go through the checkpoints at the airport because when we left Saudi, we kind of left under duress, and I had a little leather backpack that I had carried to town and everywhere because you had to have certain things to go out on the economy. And we're leaving, and I had my little backpack and had my passport out. I gave them my passport, I put my bag on the belt, and it went through the thing. And they sequestered me and cornered me up over here. And I'm like, what's wrong? What's wrong? And they broke off into channel two. That's what we called it. They weren't speaking English any longer. They were speaking Arabic. And I knew just enough Arabic to go downtown and buy stuff. And anyway, they dumped my little backpack and started rummaging through it. And then they started laughing. They still had me cornered up over here and they started laughing. So they put everything back in it and they gave me my backpack. And so I asked one of them, what was wrong? Y'all kind of scared me. And he said, oh, madam, we thought you had gold bar. And it was a hairbrush that was square and it was gold. And they thought I was trying to smuggle out a bar of 24 karat gold. And so I still kind of panic when I go through the checkpoint. So I'm fixing dinner. Yeah. Okay. I have to catch up. Hey, Tracy. We sure are. Julie connections all over the place. Miss Paula. Julie, what about I'm fixing to make dinner? Julie said, hi, Sally. Good to see you twice in one day. Life in the Rhonda, you have led such an amazing life. I sure have. I got some stories. They're saying hi to each other. Hi, Pam. Been a long time. Julie girl. Okay. The gold smuggler. Yes, my bar of gold. So I have lots of stories. I got to go to what's called a goat grab, and it was at Major Oda's house. He was the Saudi that my husband worked with, my first husband. And it was just like they talk about in the Bible times. It was laid out on the floor. They had a tablecloth and they had dates, and the dates were sliced and had almonds in them. And then they brought out the manservant, brings out this big tray, and it's got a whole lamb on it. Teeth and all, had his teeth sticking up, wool still on it, and Major pulled back that and just they scoop the meat off and they scoop up the rice, and I was the only woman there because Major Oda found out I was very curious about their customs and he wanted me to experience all that. It was quite the whole thing. I could tell stories about Saudi. I went all over the place while I was there. Oh, Pam's been watching Tracy's video, walks in the morning. I hadn't been able to comment. Been a crazy time for me. Tracy said, Carol, I believe I need to check out your channel. Carol said her life is better now that she has met all of us. Yes, it is, Carol. So I have somebody to tell my crazy stories to. I have to tell the story about, I have a not without my son story. We left under duress out of that place. Carol has 2 channels. Yes. Oh, is Julie leaving us? Bye, Julie. Okay. We'll see you Friday. Oh, Paula says she can't eat lamb. Well, I didn't he offered me the tongue of that lamb. And I was like, oh my God. But they had sent us to Middle East Orientation School. And one of the things says if they offer you something, accept it graciously because they're highly offended. So he offered me that tongue and I had to take a bite of it. I managed, Paula. I don't know how. God was with me. Okay, Pam said, your other half is coming the door with tales from work. You must go and listen. Thanks for the nice chat and welcome. Thanks, Pam, for showing up. I'm glad you were here. Have a blessed evening. Hang in there. You'll adjust slowly. I think Carol, you and Tracy met, but maybe not. I don't know. How bad was it? I don't remember. I just remember I took a little bite and then I gave it to him. And he was already drunk. It's a whole nother story. So he just ate the whole thing because it didn't matter because he was already drunk. They were all drunk. And then they took me to Major Oda's wife, and she was like, she was mad. She was pissed off. She needed some counseling. She asked me, she could speak broken English. She said, what you do if your Baba come home with a little wife? Because her, the major, had brought home a 14-year-old new wife, and she was my age. The first wife. She was not happy. I looked at her and I said, Baba bring home a little wife. And she laughed. And then she babbled off in Arabic, and the Filipino nanny she said she was going to like you. She taught me how to tie a veil. We had a great time, and she was mad because Baba was drunk all the time. Okay. Paula said, how bad was it? Oh, maybe I blocked it out. You're talking about the tongue. Debbie Sue said, oh, wow. Oh, my, 14. Okay, Miss Paula, what does that mean? 14. So, oh, we've been on here an hour already. I can't believe it. Okay. The new wife. Yeah, she called her the little wife because little or big in regard to numbers is the way they used the English. I remember after we came back, um, the major's nephew came here and was stationed out at the base, and from they could go in and check out stuff at the base for household stuff, and so this nephew went to this place, and she couldn't understand him, and he was speaking English, and so she called me and asked me if I could come out and tell her what he needed. So I went out there. I translated his English to her because she could not understand, because they talk about in pieces, and little means smaller numbers, big means bigger numbers. And that's their concept of but and then they mispronounce. We went to the fabric store one day, and the guy said, can I show you silk, cotton, rayon? And I'm like, what is he saying? Cotton, silk, and rayon, Oh, what's the sheep? Sheep, sheep, sheep. Oh, y'all are sheeping it up around here. Oh, Tracy's going because her hubby's home. Motorcycle man. She finished her Bible study, jumped on YouTube to see what was going on, and found this beautiful surprise. We're so glad you were here, Tracy. Love you. Bye. Carol's into the sheep. Lamb is good if it's prepared properly. Well, this was really good. I remember the actual whole meal was good. We had fresh fruits. We had dates with the slice with the almonds for like appetizers, and we had the lamb, and we had saffron rice or whatever. It's kind of yellow looking, and I forgot what else, but it was really good. It was really good. So we used to eat swarmas. We used to eat lamb swarmas too, and they're really good. So sounds so exotic. Yes, I have all the garb, the black garb. I have. I think I came back. I have 3 different kinds of abayas. That's the black piece, and then the chador. I have all that stuff. I used to dress up for Halloween like that, and I did have some excellent adventures over there, and I have some cool stuff from Saudi Arabia. Money, a lot of different stuff. So brought back a lot of brass and a wall hanging and some of that sort of stuff. I have a Moses basket. That's my prized possession, and it is a true life-size Moses basket. It's about this big around, has camel hide on the top and the bottom, and it's woven so thick, and then the lid, you have to do this, and it snaps down into it. And it's just this big basket, and it came from the tribe that Moses was from, moved south down the Red Sea, and they settled and kind of in southern Saudi, and they still make those baskets today. Isn't that amazing? Moses basket. I don't know. I store all my Saudi stuff in it. That's what I do with mine. And I have a bottom shelf on my where my TV is, and it has that, and it has the books I have from Saudi, and it has also have a one piece wooden thing that's carved. If you do it out like this, and it's camel heads, and it has feet, and then I have some brass bowls that have the Saudi emblem on them, and yep, you're gonna have to come here if you want to see them. So there. Um, Hey Briggs, Christian, are you on here? You have to say yes in the chat. 213. K Briggs 213. It's a basket for a baby. Yeah, Evie, it is. Yes. Hi, Kristen. My friend Kristen is on here on my live. How are you doing? Are you wore out, working full time? Okay, this is one of my besties on here from where I'm from, and she is on my live. That's a first. Everybody say hi to Kristen. You are so tired. I bet you are. Kristen's phenomenal. We rode motorcycles together. Oh, you love watching me. This is only my second live, Kristen. You've watched my videos, but this is my second live I've done by myself. I did one with Sally D. She helped me do my first one, but this is my second live. I'm going to do them on Wednesday nights while Jesse's doing Bible study with his dad. Yeah, you do watch my videos. Yes, it is, Carol. This is my friend Kristen. That's the real trooper. She had a motorcycle accident 6 years ago. It's been 6 or 5, Kristen. And she was lucky to live through it. And she's in a wheelchair. She is 6 years. 6 years ago. Wow. And she has a vehicle. She drives herself, and she's working full time. Nope, not that friend. That's Teresa. Helmets save lives, people. Yes, they do. There's another lady that was, I don't know if she's, Debbie Sue, you still on here? She lost 2 brothers that died in motorcycle accidents. So, I don't know. I've quit riding. So, good night, Evie. Thank you. It's been over an hour. It's probably time to hop off of here. Okay. Haman? Is that how you say your name? Oh, simply Debbie Sue's still here. So aren't helmets the law in U.S. like they are here? No, ma'am, they're not. It goes by state. Missouri, you have to wear a helmet. It's required law. Texas, no, you don't. Human, where are you from? Oh, Carol's OMGing. Human, where are you from? Oh, you have to wear them for bicycles? Okay, Miss Sally, I need to get off of here. You're from California. Welcome. No, in South Carolina. Wow. Miss Paula said no in South Carolina, Sacramento. Humans from Sacramento. Debbie said good night, Sally. And I think that's probably, I've been on here hour 9 minutes. My goodness, that's a long time. I have yakety yacked. Yes, brains are important. Um, they are. And Kristen wouldn't be with us if she hadn't had one on. Should have seen her helmet. Man. Mm-mm-mm. I should have quit riding then, but I didn't. My husband and I, we had a accident. It was raining really hard. And we had an accident last May, and we weren't on a motorcycle. We were in our truck, totaled our vehicle, and I don't know. It was just like, that's it. I'm 70 years old and I broke my first bone. The seatbelt cracked my sternum, and it gave me fits. It gave me fits. I didn't think it would ever heal, but I think it probably finally has. Um, Polly, I said y'all quit riding too. My husband still rides. You broke yours in half? Whew! Oh, it just cracked mine, and I mean, I suffered with that, and I just decided that that's it. That's it. Um, I wouldn't. I just not riding anymore. Not riding. You know. So you rode for years with the bike club. We were with the bike club too. Yeah, and that's Christian and I have been old ladies together for a long time. I think she's bugged out now, but and I knew Kristen, her and my son, oldest son, are about the same age, and we lived on this street, and then the block behind us she lived on, and so her little brother and my youngest son hung out, and I knew her mom, and then she grew up and she hooked up with a motorcycle man, and I had a motorcycle man, and we've been old ladies together for forever, just for the last what 2 years. Safety's the best policy. You are right. You're right, human. Long, long time. Long, long time. Long time. Love you, long time. So, um, anyway, I haven't been on the bike at all. I guess maybe I might have rode once last summer to the Harley shop and home, and haven't been on it since. I finally just told my husband, I'm not riding anymore. Not riding anymore. And, I, I'm just not. So I'm getting all these messages over here. Got messages over here and the chat going up and down, and I'm trying to talk, and the ticker's over here, and it's so, oh, my ADHD's all over the place. So I think I'm gonna end this. Remember the Harley shop we went to here? It's closing, so you hang on to that top. Carol took me to the Harley shop in London, and I bought a shirt. So anyway, um, I really appreciate y'all showing up. I've had a great time. Um, and learn a little bits and pieces about each one of you every time we do this. And thank you for showing up. And I'll see you next Wednesday. This is going to become a Wednesday thing at 7. So I'll see you then. And remember to be you on purpose.